Introduction: Rediscovering Peace in a Chaotic World. Thomas M. Sterner opens The Practicing Mind by identifying a fundamental problem in modern life: the inability to stay present. He describes how we are often consumed by impatience, distracted by external stimuli, and overly focused on results rather than the journey. Sterner recounts his personal experience as a concert piano technician and musician, professions that demand precision and patience. He explains how his early frustrations stemmed from a fixation on perfection and the end result. Over time, however, he learned to embrace the process itself, an approach that not only enhanced his skills, but also brought him inner peace. This book is Sterner's guide to cultivating the practicing mind, a state of being that prioritizes mindfulness, focus, and acceptance. Through real-life examples and practical exercises, he teaches us how to move beyond the end-goal mentality and find fulfillment in the act of practice itself. Key takeaways from the introduction. 1. The problem with modern living. We are conditioned to seek instant results, which leads to dissatisfaction and stress. 2. The power of process. True mastery and peace come from embracing the journey, not just the destination. 3. The practicing mind, a state of focused awareness that allows us to engage fully with the present task. Chapter 1. Understanding the practicing mind. In the first chapter, Sterner lays the groundwork for the concept of the practicing mind. He explains that the practicing mind is not just a technique, but a mindset, a way of approaching life that transforms even mundane tasks into opportunities for growth and mindfulness. Key principles of the practicing mind. 1. Process, not product. Shift your focus from the end result to the process itself. 2. Small incremental steps. Break down large goals into manageable tasks, allowing for steady progress. 3. Mindful engagement. Be fully present in whatever you're doing, whether it's practicing a skill, performing a task, or solving a problem. Sterner emphasizes that developing the practicing mind is a gradual process. Just as a musician cannot master an instrument overnight, we must approach our own growth with patience and persistence. Example: Sterner shares a story about learning to play a challenging piece on the piano. Initially, he was overwhelmed by the complexity of the music and felt discouraged by his lack of progress. However, when he started focusing on small sections and enjoying the act of practice itself, his frustration faded and his skills improved. Practical applications set clear. Intentions: begin each task with a clear goal, but remain open to the process. Practice mindfulness. Use your breath or another focal point to stay present. Celebrate progress. Acknowledge small victories to build confidence and momentum. Chapter 2. Why we struggle with patience. This chapter delves into the reasons behind our impatience and how we can overcome it. The root causes of impatience. 1. Cultural conditioning. Modern society glorifies speed and efficiency, which makes us impatient with slow progress. 2. Perfectionism. We often set unrealistically high expectations for ourselves, leading to frustration and self-doubt. 3. Fear of failure. The fear of making mistakes can paralyze us and prevent us from embracing the learning process. Sterner explains that impatience is often a sign that we are too focused on the end result. By shifting our attention to the present moment, we can cultivate patience and reduce stress. Example: Sterner describes how he used to dread tuning pianos because the task seemed endless. However, when he started focusing on each string individually and enjoying the act of fine-tuning, the process became less daunting and more rewarding. Practical strategies for cultivating patience. Reframe challenges. View setbacks as opportunities to learn rather than obstacles. Practice gratitude. Appreciate the journey and the progress you've made so far. Observe impatience. Notice when you're feeling impatient and use it as a signal to refocus. Chapter 3. The power of focus. Focus is a central theme in the practicing mind, and this chapter explores its importance in depth. The problem with distractions. Distractions are a major obstacle to focus and productivity. Whether it's a buzzing phone, a wandering mind, or external pressures, these interruptions pull us away from the task at hand and create mental clutter. Stirner compares distractions to static on a radio signal. They distort clarity and make it harder to achieve our goals. The benefits of focus. 1. Improved performance. When you concentrate fully on a task, you can complete it more efficiently and effectively. 2. Greater satisfaction. Engaging deeply with a task enhances your sense of accomplishment and fulfillment. 3. Reduced stress. Focus helps you stay present and avoid the anxiety of multitasking. Techniques for improving focus. 1. Meditation. Practice focusing on your breath for a few minutes each day to build concentration. 2. Single tasking. Commit to finishing one task before moving on to the next. 3. Eliminate distractions. Create a quiet, clutter-free environment for work and practice. Chapter 4. Discipline and Repetition. In this chapter, Stirner explores the role of discipline and repetition in building mastery. The freedom of discipline. Contrary to popular belief, discipline is not restrictive, it's liberating. When you establish consistent routines and habits, you free yourself from the chaos of indecision and procrastination. Stirner likens discipline to the foundation of a house. Without it, your efforts lack structure and stability. The importance of repetition. Repetition is the cornerstone of skill development. Whether you're learning a musical instrument, practicing a sport, or honing a craft, consistent repetition is what leads to mastery. Example: Stirner describes how professional athletes and musicians rely on repetition to build muscle memory and refine their skills. By approaching repetition with mindfulness, you can transform it from a tedious chore into a rewarding experience. Chapter 5. Overcoming self-doubt. The inner critic, the voice of self-doubt and negativity, is a common obstacle to progress. Stirner dedicates this chapter to identifying and overcoming this harmful mindset. Recognizing the inner critic. The inner critic thrives on fear and perfectionism. It magnifies mistakes and creates a sense of inadequacy, making it difficult to stay motivated. Stirner emphasizes that self-doubt is a normal part of the learning process. The key is to acknowledge it without letting it control your actions. Strategies for silencing self-doubt. 1. Awareness. Notice when self-critical thoughts arise. 2. Compassion. Treat yourself with kindness, as you would a friend. 3. Reframing. View challenges as opportunities for growth, not evidence of failure. Chapter 6. Understanding time as a friend, not an enemy. In Chapter 6 of The Practicing Mind, Thomas Stirner shifts focus to a critical yet often overlooked aspect of personal growth: our relationship with time. He explains how our perception of time, often fraught with impatience, stress, and a fixation on results, can be transformed into a source of peace, progress, and mastery. Time, the silent partner in growth. Stirner begins by illustrating that time is not the adversary we often make it out to be. When we fixate on instant gratification or results, we create a hostile relationship with time, viewing it as an obstacle standing between us and our goals. In contrast, when we embrace time as an ally, we allow it to unfold naturally, enabling the process to become smoother and more rewarding. Example: consider a gardener planting seeds. The gardener does not expect flowers to bloom overnight. They trust that with time, water, sunlight, and care, the seeds will naturally grow. Similarly, we must cultivate patience in our endeavors, understanding that growth and mastery take time. The misconception of wasting time. Stirner challenges the notion that time spent learning or practicing is ever wasted. This misconception arises from our results-oriented culture, which prioritizes visible achievements over the invisible progress made during practice. He argues that every moment dedicated to focused practice, regardless of immediate results, contributes to long-term success. Example: a pianist may spend hours practicing scales without feeling they've made any visible progress. However, each repetition is refining muscle memory, sharpening awareness, and laying the groundwork for future accomplishments. Though the progress may not be immediately apparent, it is far from wasted. Key takeaway: time spent intentionally, even if results aren't immediate, is an investment, not a waste. Impatience, a barrier to mastery. Stirner identifies impatience as one of the primary reasons we struggle with time. Impatience creates a sense of urgency and dissatisfaction, pulling us away from the present moment and toward an imagined future where our goals are already achieved. This mental tug-of-war drains energy and undermines our ability to enjoy the process. The cycle of impatience. 1. Setting unrealistic expectations. Impatience often stems from expecting results too quickly. For instance, someone new to painting may hope to create masterpieces within weeks, only to feel disheartened when they struggle with basic techniques. 2. Frustration and self-criticism. When progress doesn't meet these expectations, frustration sets in, leading to negative self-talk and a loss of motivation. 3. Disconnection from the process. Impatience causes us to rush through practice, diminishing the quality of our efforts and delaying true progress. Solution: cultivating patience involves shifting our focus from the destination to the journey. By embracing the process, we can detach from the pressure of immediate results and immerse ourselves fully in the present task. Time as an infinite resource. Stirner challenges the scarcity mindset around time, the belief that there is never enough time. He explains that this mindset creates unnecessary stress and hinders our ability to engage with the present moment. Instead, he encourages readers to view time as infinite and abundant. Reframing time as abundant. Let go of deadlines. While deadlines are often necessary, Stirner advises us to approach them with flexibility. Instead of obsessing over how much time remains, focus on doing your best within the time available. Prioritize quality over speed. Progress is not about how quickly you achieve a goal, but about how effectively you engage with the process. A slow, mindful approach often yields better results than rushing. The role of presence in time management. Stirner emphasizes that being fully present is the most effective way to manage time. When we are fully immersed in the task at hand, we maximize the value of each moment and reduce the mental friction caused by distractions and impatience. Practical strategies for cultivating presence. 1. Single tasking. Focus on one task at a time, giving it your full attention. Multitasking divides your focus and diminishes the quality of your efforts. 2. Mindful breaks. Take intentional pauses during your day to reconnect with the present moment. A few minutes of deep breathing or stretching can help reset your focus. 3. Gratitude for the process. Remind yourself of the value of the work you're doing, even if it feels repetitive or slow. Gratitude fosters patience and a positive attitude toward time. Time and mastery, a partnership. Stirner explains that mastery is not about conquering time, but working in partnership with it. Mastery involves trusting the process and allowing time to do its work, whether that means practicing scales, developing a new skill, or working toward a long-term goal. Example: imagine a sculptor shaping a block of marble. Each chisel stroke, no matter how small, contributes to the final masterpiece. The sculptor doesn't rush the process, but trusts that with time and effort, the vision will take shape. Key takeaway: mastery is a slow, deliberate process that requires patience, persistence, and trust in the passage of time. Practical exercises for embracing time. 1. Daily reflection. At the end of each day, reflect on how you spent your time. Did you approach your tasks with patience and presence? If not, consider how you can improve tomorrow. Second, time-free practice. Set aside practice sessions where you ignore the clock entirely. Instead of focusing on how long you've been working, immerse yourself fully in the task. 3. Visualization. Visualize time as a river flowing gently around you. Trust that it will carry you forward, even when progress feels slow. The gift of time. Stirner concludes the chapter by framing time as a gift rather than a burden. He reminds us that time is what allows us to grow, learn, and evolve. By changing our relationship with time, shifting from resistance to acceptance, we can unlock a deeper sense of peace and fulfillment in our practice and our lives. Final thought: time is not the enemy of progress. It is its most faithful companion. When we learn to embrace time as an ally, we free ourselves from the stress of impatience and create space for true growth and mastery. This detailed exploration of Chapter 6 highlights Stirner's profound insights into the nature of time and its role in personal growth. By embracing time as a friend, practicing patience, and cultivating presence, we can transform our relationship with time and unlock the full potential of our efforts. Chapter 7. The Art of Letting Go. In this chapter, Thomas Stirner focuses on the importance of letting go of control, letting go of expectations, and letting go of the need for perfection. Stirner emphasizes that when we release our attachment to outcomes, we can embrace the present moment fully and enjoy the process of growth and learning. Understanding the need to let go. Stirner identifies a common struggle in modern life: the need to control every aspect of our environment and our progress. He explains that this control-oriented mindset stems from fear of failure, fear of judgment, and fear of not meeting our own expectations. However, this fear-driven approach is counterproductive. It creates tension, anxiety, and frustration, which impede our ability to learn and grow. Letting go, on the other hand, allows us to work with flow and grace, free from the mental burden of perfectionism. Example: Stirner recalls an experience when he struggled to master a particularly challenging piano piece. Instead of obsessing over each mistake, he decided to focus on enjoying the act of playing. As he let go of his need for perfection, his playing became more fluid and confident. Practical steps to letting go. 1. Detach from results. Shift your mindset from achieving specific outcomes to enjoying the process of practice itself. 2. Embrace imperfection. Recognize that mistakes are a natural and essential part of learning. 3. Cultivate curiosity. Approach tasks with a sense of curiosity and openness rather than rigid expectations. 4. Use relaxation techniques. Deep breathing, meditation, and mindfulness practices can help you release tension and stay grounded in the present. The role of trust. Letting go requires trust. Trust in the process, trust in your abilities, and trust in the natural flow of learning. Stirner encourages readers to have faith that consistent effort will yield results, even if progress seems slow or uneven at times. Key takeaway: when you release your attachment to control and outcomes, you create space for creativity, joy, and authentic growth. Chapter 8. Mastery as a Lifelong Journey. In the final chapter, Stirner explores the concept of mastery as a continuous, never-ending journey. He emphasizes that mastery is not about reaching a specific point of achievement, but about embracing the process of growth and discovery for its own sake. The illusion of completion. Stirner explains that our culture often promotes the idea that happiness and fulfillment come from achieving specific milestones, earning a degree, landing a job, or mastering a skill. However, this mindset creates an endless cycle of striving and dissatisfaction. True mastery, Stirner argues, is not about completing a task or reaching a goal. Instead, it's about developing a deep, ongoing relationship with the process of learning. Mastery is a state of being, not an end point. Example: Stirner shares the story of a martial artist who, after decades of practice, continues to refine his techniques and discover new layers of depth in his art. This endless pursuit of growth is what defines true mastery. The 4 pillars of mastery. 1. Patience. Accept that progress takes time and cannot be rushed. 2. Discipline. Commit to consistent practice, even when it feels challenging or repetitive. 3. Mindfulness. Stay present and fully engaged in the task at hand. 4. Humility. Recognize that there is always more to learn, no matter how skilled you become. Practical applications. Adopt a beginner's mindset. Approach every task with curiosity and openness, regardless of your level of expertise. Celebrate the journey. Take pride in the effort you put into practice, not just the results. Focus on growth. View challenges and setbacks as opportunities to deepen your understanding and skills. A life of mastery. Stirner concludes the chapter by encouraging readers to apply the principles of the practicing mind to all areas of their lives. Whether you're pursuing a hobby, building a career, or navigating relationships, the mindset of mastery can help you find joy, peace, and fulfillment in the journey. Key takeaway: mastery is not a destination, it is a way of life. By embracing the journey and staying present, you can cultivate a sense of purpose and meaning in everything you do. Chapter 9. The Power of Reflection. In this new chapter, the focus shifts to the role of reflection in personal growth and mastery. Stirner emphasizes that while practice and mindfulness are crucial, pausing to reflect on one's journey allows deeper learning and more intentional progress. Why reflection matters. Reflection provides clarity and insight. Stirner explains that it's easy to get caught in a cycle of endless effort without stepping back to evaluate what's working and what needs adjustment. Reflection helps you. 1. Identify patterns in your habits. 2. Recognize progress you may overlook in the moment. 3. Realign with your larger goals and purpose. Example: a musician who practices daily but doesn't take time to listen critically to recordings of their playing might miss subtle improvements or areas requiring focus. Regular reflection bridges this gap. How to cultivate reflection. 1. Daily check-ins. Dedicate a few minutes each day to ask yourself what went well, what challenges you faced, and how you can improve. 2. Journaling. Writing down your thoughts and experiences can reveal patterns and provide a record of progress. 3. Mindful listening. Pay attention to feedback from others and internalize constructive criticism without defensiveness. Balancing reflection with action. Stirner warns against overthinking, which can lead to analysis paralysis. Reflection should be a tool for growth, not an excuse to delay action. Find a balance by setting boundaries for reflective time and using the insights gained to fuel your practice. Key takeaway: reflection turns experience into wisdom. By pausing to assess your journey, you gain a clearer perspective and renew your commitment to mindful practice. Chapter 10. The Joy of Continuous Evolution. The final chapter explores the idea that life itself is a continuous process of evolution. Stirner emphasizes that the practicing mind philosophy is not just about achieving specific goals. It's about embracing a way of life that prioritizes growth, presence, and joy in every moment. Embracing change as a constant. Stirner highlights that change is the only constant in life. Whether we're improving a skill, facing new challenges, or navigating personal transitions, Life is always evolving. The practicing mind helps us meet these changes with grace and adaptability. Example: Sterner shares a story of a friend who lost a long-held job but used the opportunity to rediscover his passion for painting. By focusing on the process rather than the setback, he found fulfillment in unexpected places. Living with gratitude. A key theme in this chapter is gratitude. Sterner explains that when we focus on the present and embrace the process of life, we naturally cultivate a sense of appreciation for what we have and where we are. Gratitude reinforces patience, reduces stress, and helps us find joy even in challenges. How to practice gratitude. Begin each day by acknowledging something you're thankful for. Celebrate small victories and milestones in your journey. View setbacks as opportunities to grow and learn. Infinite potential. Sterner concludes with a powerful reminder: there is no limit to what we can learn, achieve, and experience. By adopting the practicing mind, we unlock our infinite potential and open ourselves to a lifetime of growth and discovery. Practical applications: set new goals regularly. Once you achieve a milestone, set a new one to keep your journey dynamic. Cultivate a love for learning. Approach every experience as an opportunity to gain knowledge and skills. Stay present. Remember that the journey itself is the reward. Key takeaway: life is not about reaching an end point, but about embracing the joy of continuous evolution. By living with intention and gratitude, we transform each moment into an opportunity for growth and fulfillment. Chapter 11. The balance between striving and contentment. In this chapter, Thomas Sterner addresses one of the most profound dilemmas in personal growth. How do we balance the desire to achieve more with the need to be content in the present moment? Understanding Striving, Sterner explains that striving for goals is natural and even necessary for progress. Striving pushes us to expand our abilities, confront our limitations, and achieve meaningful accomplishments. However, excessive striving often leads to burnout, frustration, and dissatisfaction. Example: consider someone training for a marathon. While setting a goal to complete the race in a specific time frame can be motivating, obsessing over every minor setback in training may rob the individual of the joy of running itself. The role of contentment. Contentment, according to Sterner, is about appreciating where you are right now, regardless of how far you've come. It doesn't mean abandoning your goals. Instead, it's about enjoying the journey and celebrating your efforts. Sterner suggests practicing contentment by 1. Taking breaks to reflect on progress and enjoy the process. 2. Acknowledging the small wins that occur daily. 3. Trusting that consistent effort will lead to growth over time. Achieving balance. The key, Sterner argues, is to hold striving and contentment in harmony. He introduces the metaphor of a tightrope walker who must constantly adjust their balance to stay upright. Similarly, we must navigate between the drive to achieve and the peace of appreciating the present moment. Practical tips: reframe goals. View goals as guides rather than destinations. Practice gratitude. Regularly reflect on what you've already achieved. Embrace flexibility. Allow space for unexpected detours and lessons along the way. Key takeaway: striving and contentment are not opposites, they are complementary forces. By embracing both, we can pursue our goals with joy and purpose, free from the stress of constant comparison or self-criticism. Chapter 12. The ripple effect of mindful practice. In the final chapter, Sterner explores the far-reaching impact of adopting the practicing mind philosophy. He explains how mindful practice doesn't just transform individual skills or habits, it reshapes our relationships, work, and overall approach to life. The internal impact. When we cultivate mindfulness, patience, and discipline, we create a sense of inner peace and clarity. Stirner explains that this internal transformation radiates outward, influencing every aspect of our lives. Example: a person who adopts the practicing mind while learning to play an instrument often finds that the same principles, focus, patience, and presence, improve their ability to handle stress at work or communicate effectively in relationships. The impact on relationships. Stirner emphasizes that mindfulness improves how we relate to others. When we are fully present, we listen more attentively, respond with empathy, and approach conflicts with a calm, solution-oriented mindset. Practical tips for relationships. 1. Be fully present. When engaging with others, set aside distractions and focus entirely on the conversation. 2. Practice patience. Allow others the space to express themselves without rushing to judgment or response. 3. Embrace imperfection. Accept that both you and others are works in progress and approach challenges with compassion. Creating positive ripple effects. Stirner introduces the concept of the ripple effect, where the benefits of mindful practice extend beyond the individual. When we embody patience, discipline, and mindfulness, we inspire others to adopt similar behaviors, creating a more harmonious and productive environment. Example: a teacher who practices mindfulness not only enhances their ability to educate, but also models patience and focus for their students, encouraging them to approach learning with the same mindset. A legacy of growth. Stirner concludes the chapter by encouraging readers to think of their practice as a legacy. By consistently cultivating the practicing mind, you not only improve your own life but also leave a positive mark on the world around you. Key takeaway: the practicing mind philosophy is a transformative force that extends far beyond individual goals. By embodying its principles, we create a ripple effect that inspires growth, harmony, and mindfulness in our communities and beyond. Chapter 13. The Power of Patience in the Face of Setbacks. In this chapter, Stirner addresses one of the most significant challenges anyone can face during the journey of growth and mastery: setbacks. Whether it's in learning a new skill, achieving a goal, or navigating life's obstacles, setbacks are inevitable. How we respond to them can define our success and mental well-being. Setbacks as opportunities. Stirner reminds readers that setbacks are not failures, but opportunities for growth. A setback in practice doesn't mean you are not progressing. It simply means that you've encountered a challenge that, when addressed, can make you stronger and more resilient. Example: consider a sculptor who works for hours on a piece of marble only to crack it with one wrong stroke. While the setback seems devastating, it provides an opportunity to learn the intricacies of working with the material and better understand its qualities. Each mistake is a lesson in patience, precision, and perseverance. The role of patience in overcoming obstacles. Stirner underscores that practicing patience is not about passively waiting, but about actively remaining calm and focused in the face of adversity. Patience allows us to step back, analyze the situation, and approach it again with clarity and purpose. Practical strategies for cultivating patience. 1. Shift your perspective. Instead of viewing setbacks as failures, see them as necessary steps in your learning journey. 2. Focus on the present moment. Avoid dwelling on what went wrong. Bring your attention back to the present task and what can be done now. 3. Develop emotional resilience. Train yourself to stay calm and composed in difficult situations by practicing mindfulness and emotional regulation. Cultivating patience in practice. In any form of practice, whether learning a musical instrument or mastering a new skill, patience is required for sustained progress. Rather than rushing through stages or pushing beyond your current limits, patience allows you to stay grounded and focus on the incremental steps needed to advance. Example: A runner working to improve their marathon time may experience frustration when progress isn't as fast as expected. By practicing patience, they acknowledge that improving endurance is a gradual process, and their small efforts are compounding for eventual success. Key takeaway: setbacks are part of the process. By practicing patience, you turn these obstacles into valuable learning experiences that will eventually propel you forward. Patience is not just about waiting, it's about active engagement with the process, even when things aren't going as planned. Chapter 14: Living a Life of Purpose and Intentionality. In the final chapter, Stirner takes a step back to focus on the bigger picture. How does the philosophy of the practicing mind apply to living a life of purpose and intention? This chapter brings together the lessons from all previous chapters, showing how practicing mindfulness, patience, and presence can lead to a deeply fulfilling life. The power of living with purpose. Stirner explains that living with purpose is the ultimate driver of motivation and satisfaction. When you are aligned with your true purpose, each step along the journey becomes meaningful, regardless of the challenges or setbacks. Purpose provides direction, ensuring that your efforts are not aimless but are part of a broader vision. Example: a painter who creates with the purpose of bringing beauty into the world may experience frustration with the process. But knowing that each brushstroke contributes to a larger vision of artistry makes the practice more meaningful, even if immediate results are not visible. Example: a social worker may not see immediate changes in the lives of their clients, but knowing that they are contributing to the betterment of society and making a lasting impact keeps them grounded in their work. Their purpose gives them the strength to persevere. Intentionality in every moment. Stirner advocates for intentionality, which is about being fully present in every task, no matter how mundane or challenging. Intentionality allows us to find meaning in each action, even in the smallest, everyday moments. Practical steps to living with intentionality. 1. Clear intentions for each day. Each morning, set an intention for your day. This could be as simple as, "Today, I will be fully present during my meetings," or "Today, I will take time to reflect on my progress." 2. Create rituals for key activities. Turn important but routine activities into intentional practices. For instance, before a workout, take a few moments to visualize the outcome you want to achieve. With each rep, focus on your form and breath. 3. Mindful transitions. When you transition from one activity to another, whether moving from work to family time or from one task to another, take a moment to reset. This ensures that you're not rushing through your day without truly engaging in any of it. Aligning your actions with your values. Stirner stresses that living intentionally is only meaningful when our actions align with our values. Without this alignment, our efforts may feel hollow or disconnected. When we consciously direct our energy toward what we truly value, our practice becomes more rewarding. Example: if someone values family above all else, they might intentionally carve out time each evening to spend with their family, ensuring that this activity becomes a cherished part of their day. Similarly, someone who values self-improvement may prioritize daily learning or growth over mindless distractions. Sustaining motivation through purpose. Stirner outlines that a strong sense of purpose is the key to sustained motivation. It serves as a source of fuel when challenges arise. Without purpose, it's easy to feel aimless or discouraged, especially when progress is slow. Example: a long-distance runner may experience physical fatigue during a race. If they are clear on their purpose, for example, raising awareness for a charity or simply proving their strength to themselves, they will find the motivation to continue even when they feel exhausted. The ripple effect of living purposefully. When you live intentionally, your actions ripple outward, affecting everyone around you. Purpose-driven people inspire others, creating a positive cycle of impact. Living with purpose doesn't just benefit you, it enhances the lives of those in your community. Practical exercise for living with purpose. Value assessment. Regularly check in with your values. What is most important to you? Are you living in a way that aligns with those values? Mindful action. Before each task, ask yourself, how does this action support my greater purpose? Key. Takeaway. Living with purpose and intentionality is not a lofty ideal, it's an achievable practice that gives every moment meaning. By aligning your actions with your deeper values, you create a life of fulfillment and lasting impact. Closing thoughts and expanded reflection. In the final expansion of the book's message, Stirner brings together the philosophies he shared, reinforcing that living a life grounded in mindfulness, patience, and purpose requires ongoing practice. The concept of the practicing mind isn't just about mastering one skill. It's about approaching life itself as a practice. Every day is an opportunity to refine your approach, learn from mistakes, and align your actions with your deeper purpose. Just as a musician practices scales, a writer revises drafts, and a runner trains for the marathon, so too must we practice living each day intentionally. Final reflection. A lifelong journey. Stirner closes by reminding readers that this journey is lifelong. The principles shared in the practicing mind aren't something to achieve and move beyond. They are practices to embrace at every stage of life. Life itself is the practice, and through mindfulness, patience, and purposeful action, we become more than mere participants in the world. We become active creators of our own meaningful lives. Final exercise for continued practice. 1. Daily practice. Reflection. At the end of each day, reflect on how you've engaged with the principles of mindfulness, patience, and intentionality. What worked? What didn't? What can you improve tomorrow? 2. Life as a practice. In every moment, approach life with the same attitude of practice. This mindset will lead to a deeper appreciation for your journey and greater peace with where you are now. I hope you liked this book summary. For more such book summaries, please like, share, and comment on my video. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thanks a lot for watching this video. Bye-bye. See you soon.